And then, as I was saying, the jhanas are not the samadhi is only one of these three pillars of this path of a complete mental training system. And the purpose of samadhi is not to become more focused, more productive on your work, although that certainly benefits that you may see and that you may help people with. People, a lot of people have trouble concentrating nowadays, so of course it's useful to have a mind that can pay attention, but the purpose is much more profound than that. The purpose is wisdom, is liberation of by seeing how the mind works, and by letting go of uh, unhealthy qualities of mind and realizing what creates qualities of mind, and wisdom by seeing deeper and deeper into this chain of causality, and then even seeing even having profound insights that can permanently alter your brain and your how you perceive the world, that can let go of a lot of your suffering, and even completely eradicate the mind suffering. That's the goal of the path. But these three all function in sorry these three all function together, and they feed each other in different feedback loops. So ethics is the third pillar, and ethics is not in a sense of showing other people that you're ethical. It's internally feeling like you're a good person, so that the mind has less hindrances, so that the mind is more easily stabilized. Because your conscience will tell you if you've been let's say if you've been stealing from people, or squashing bugs. These things will come up in your meditation, and they'll make the mind very shaky and agitated. So of course, not only is it bad because we're causing harm to others, but it's also, from a mental training standpoint, you're causing harm to yourself, and you're making it impossible for the mind to be collected and stable and content if there's no ethics involved. And so that's why it was in all the training systems, not just in Buddhism, but in yoga as well. There's the yamas and niyamas. In every major tradition that I know of, that's focused on the mind and on well-being and happiness, ethics is such an important part, and it's definitely under emphasized in the West. And I think that's because we have this kind of, we think it's like religious, or that it's kind of like, oh, I'm better than you because I'm more ethical. And this has nothing to do with that. It's privately being a good person, or trying your best to be a good person. You don't have to be a saint. You don't have to follow the 8 precepts or anything. It's really just about being a good person, and doing your best to be a good person. And then as your mindfulness improves, you can start to realize, oh, when I do this thing that that causes harm to my mind. So like when I when I when I there's subtle lies, white lies and stuff, and you might start to note it. At first you can kind of be like, oh, it's not a big deal. But as your meditation practice improves, you might start to be like, oh, actually that white lie that I told came up in my practice, and it made my mind very uneasy with itself. So I need to stop doing that. I'm going to let that go. And that's going to help my practice, and also just make the world a better place. So ethics is such a key pillar, and I really encourage you to emphasize it with any student you'd be teaching mindfulness to. Because frankly, samadhi or the jhanas are impossible without ethics, and hence wisdom is impossible. And furthermore, these all build on each other, because as your samadhi improves, like I said, your ethics improve because you notice what leads the mind further away from collectedness. And as your wisdom improves, your ethics improve because you see how this is an impersonal process, but also how it's just in everyone's benefit to be a good person. So these three feed on each other.